Um, so I always tell new people in magic, I always tell them, don't worry about the trick. Worry about what you want to convey to
Yes.
your.
But
Um,
that's with experience.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They usually don't listen, but it's okay. Uh, they'll find out the hard way.
Excellent. So we have Mr. Tommy with us here. Tommy, your family name?
Tommy Burnett.
Tommy Burnett. Who you're so kind to have accepted to be part of this project of mine. For people who are listening maybe for the first time, basically the show is called The Process. And what we go through is the 5 steps of what goes to creating and developing a great idea. But before I break down what those 5 steps are, I would like you to maybe introduce yourself a little bit, your background, and everything about you. You seem like a very charismatic and mysterious individual, so I'm looking forward to discovering along with everyone else.
Thank you. Well, my name is Tommy Burnett. I am a full-time musician and mentalist. And a mentalist is pretty much a mind reader or anything having to do with the mind. I was born with cerebral palsy, and that's why I have a speech impediment. But that hasn't stopped me from doing what I want to do
Well,
in my.
to be honest with you, I thought that it was just a British accent.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. Um, I live in New York City, and so not too far away from Canada. And what else? What else?
How long have you been doing this?
Thank you. Yeah, that might help. I've been doing magic and mentalism. I've been doing magic for over 40 years.
Wow.
I've been doing mentalism for a little bit over 25 years. Um, and I can't imagine doing anything else. I love performing. I love creating. I have my own website of my own products that I have created over the last decade. And
That brings me to thinking within those creations and stuff. In your opinion, do you have something that would be like your calling card or like a claim to fame? Something that you would say that you're most proud of achievement, maybe?
yeah, I'll have to go. I have it right over here, but it's right out of the shop.
Perfect.
Sorry for that. Yeah, so in mentalism, we have something called a book test,
Yes.
and so I created my own book test, which has three three different books. It's
Mark Twain.
called the Mark Twain book test. So you have the story of Huckleberry Finn, you have the story of Tom Sawyer, and you have the autobiography of Mark Twain. And basically, without giving anything away, They can take any book they want, flip through the book, remember a word or a paragraph, and I can tell them what they're thinking. Um, so, in my opinion, this is my claim to fame. It took me about a year to make.
Yeah. And if anyone who knows what goes into making something like that, that is super well made. Just the aesthetic of it, because you've seen many, like people try to make these things. It's not always clean looking just like that, you know?
Thank you. Yeah, I put a lot of work into it, trying to make the books look normal.
Exactly. They're thick.
Yeah, they are.
They're thick, you know?
Most of them have like about 250, 270 pages. And,
I mean, just for the participants, it brings a notion of credibility, you know?
Exactly. So that that's one of the things that I make. But I most of the things that I make are what we call utility items. So
Mhm.
um, they're unique to me, and I use them in my cell. So if I use it in my cell, that means I think it's a good
Mhm.
item.
A worker.
Yeah, I wouldn't try and sell it if I didn't think it was good. So my site doesn't have like 100 of effects. I have like maybe 10 or 12
Yeah. Yeah, but
effects.
they're winners, you know. They're all they're workers. It's something that they're tried and tested. You have them in your routine. It's not like me that's been doing it just for a few like not very long. It's road tested. So yeah, there's a difference. It's almost like buying a insurance policy because you know that is not going to end up in the drawer, you know.
Right, exactly, yeah. Um,
And just out of curiosity, the like you're saying maybe it was 40 years in magic and 20 years of mentalism. How long within that, like how long have you, were you like creating stuff, or how long was it ago that you started selling stuff?
well, the weird thing is, I'm only 19 years old, so no, that's the weird. I've been doing this for a long time, but I'm only 19.
That's
Um,
the side effects of
yeah,
formaldehyde when you keep it.
exactly. Yeah, no. I probably in the last 7 years, I
Okay.
started, I started especially during the pandemic. I had nothing. I had nothing to do. All my shows got canceled
Yeah.
in um, in 2019. I had I had shows lined up for like 3 or 4 months in advance, and literally overnight
Yeah.
they they all canceled
Wiped out.
in 1 or 2 days. So I I had to figure something out. So um, I started doing a lot of virtual shows and started my website and started creating stuff um, just to like keep moving forward.
Yeah, I can
Um,
understand relate to that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
because it depends on. Well, sometimes when you see someone else who still has the capabilities, I mean, like they still have motion, they still have movement. When they're just idle, like from day to day, just behind a screen, maybe it
yeah,
drives me. That just drives me completely crazy.
yeah, yeah. Me too.
Just because it's such a waste. Like in the worst case scenario, you'll fail if you try something, but it's not everyone who could see that a failure is like a lesson in the becoming, So I don't know. I guess
But,
to each their
yeah,
happiness.
yeah. No, it's funny because if you ask me, I would say I'm the most lazy individual that I know. But everybody around me says, no, you're constantly working, you're constantly busy. And I'm like, yeah, but I could be doing so much more. Um, but yeah, because I had a false start growing up. I got into a lot of trouble when I was a kid, and
That's fine. It's
so
better
so
than
yeah,
now. Trust me.
exactly, exactly. It's
I
better,
was a boy, a kid, and now I'm like a
exactly,
troublemaker. So
exactly. Yeah. So it took me a while to start getting
mhm.
getting serious about life and but it's been really hard because uh, I have never liked working for somebody else. I've always enjoyed working for myself.
That is perfect.
You know, so
Yeah.
it isn't. It is perfect, but it isn't always
No,
easy.
I know it's not. I know. I'm just saying that
Yeah,
because I could relate
yeah,
to that. Yeah. But
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Uh, I think a lot of people can relate to that. I don't think I've ever met anyone who really enjoys working for somebody else.
Yeah, but if it was easy doing everything on your own, everyone would be their own
Yeah,
boss. You know what I
every,
mean?
yeah, exactly. Everyone will. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Um, so I feel like I'm kind of going everywhere here. So if you want me to go in
Oh
one,
no, no, no. Well, it's a perfect segue actually. Like we're talking about creation and like developing your ideas and all that thing. That would come to like basically phase one. I can mention the 5 steps basically, so just so everyone could understand.
yeah,
So
whatever.
I was doing like research on like everyone can have an idea,
Mhm.
but I consider myself a professional at that. It's my job because that's what I dedicate all my energy to.
Nice.
And anyone who works in the field of anything that is like the slightest creative or whatever, they know that it's a lifestyle. It's not like
Yeah,
you set times in the day specific. Like you can if you want, but that
yeah,
doesn't mean that the idea is going to hatch at that
exactly.
moment.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Maybe that's the time where you're watering the fertilizer in your mind, but it's not necessarily the time where it's going to occur.
Right.
So it's just like to find a way how to break down those steps. So I realized in the research, like the first step is inspiration. So what people do in their day to day to be able to stay motivated and inspired and whatever. Even if you are an inspired person, how do you go about recycling that once in a while? Phase two is incubation. So that means exactly like how do you leave those ideas set in your mind? Do you set aside some hours in the day? Do you need to like I don't know go up north for 2 weeks and you just in a cabin all alone to isolate? Like everyone has their own way. The third step is illumination. So that's a eureka moment
Mm.
where lightning strikes and you finally have that missing link and you're on the way to the success of an idea. Phase four is exploration. So, how do you go about developing this idea? Do you make multiple versions that compete against each other? Do you rather work alone or show other people, like have them contribute? How do you approach that? And then the final step, which is phase five, that is implementation. So, for certain people, like the rush is when they manage to untangle the knot. But some other people, like they want that project to live on its own. So once that you have the idea and it's successful, what do you do to implement that on your own?
Mm.
So
Mm.
phase one, inspiration. How do you go
Well,
about that? Besides being hit by cars?
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't remember if I said that.
No, 2 years ago, huh?
Yeah, I said that before. Yeah. So, it's interesting. That was a big inspiration for me. I,
No.
I, got- I got hit by a van or a car in 2020, in November of 2020, so almost 2 years ago. And I was walking my dog at the time, and it was a broad daylight. It just came out of nowhere, and had a subdural hematoma and messed up my right leg a little bit. Luckily, everything else was okay, but I was hospitalized for about 10 days, and then laid up at home for about 3 months, and I I hate being idle, so I decided to start my own podcast
Mhm.
on uh, interviewing musicians from around the world, and um,
What's
it,
the name of the podcast?
it's called. Thank you. It's called Magic and Mysticism.
Okay.
Um, and it's a webcast, really. It's video podcast.
Yeah.
And you can watch it on. You can either watch it live on Facebook and YouTube, or you can watch it afterwards on YouTube. Um, but I've met like almost everyone I've wanted to meet in my entire life as far as like magic goes. Um, and they've all been very gracious to be on the show. And I never expected any of them to say yes. I,
It's
you
so
know,
even on my end with this project, when you present it well, I find that there's a generosity like within, you know, and the people who say no, it's not because necessarily that they don't want. Sometimes it's just time restraints, you know.
yeah, yeah. But as far as like inspiration in creating magic, it comes in different forms. Um, recently, I feel like I've been kind of um, the well has been dry recently.
Okay.
Um, um, just yesterday, I was hit with like a bolt of lightning. I'm like,
Thank
yes,
God, not another truck.
this is yeah, this is you know, um, and so I'm really excited about it. I spent about $500 yesterday, um, like all at once because I knew if I didn't start working
Yeah,
on,
yeah, yeah.
and it's
So it's
not that
something physical that you have to put together.
yeah, yeah. So I got all the different pieces, and
Yeah.
hopefully they'll be here sometime in the next few days. And
A few days. Oh, you're lucky, because
yeah,
that I hate that period because between the time that you order it and you're still like flashing,
yeah,
and you have
yeah,
to wait for it to get there. Oh man, and you pray
exactly.
that it's gonna get
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Well, some of it might take a little bit longer, but most of it will be here
Cool.
probably by Monday. So, um, but yeah, recently I've been getting into doing bizarre magic, which is like the spooky stuff.
You, you're
Uh,
saying that, and someone called me recently, like, because I don't really give myself a label for that. I like everything. It doesn't like it, which
yeah,
is
yeah,
like if you're part of a magic group or a magic circle. I find that is like sometimes irritable for other magicians because card people usually aren't with mentalism, and
right.
people who do artistry don't go with magic. I like I don't.
Yeah,
Everything is what.
no, yeah, no, I do everything, but recently I've been really getting into the whole bizarre aspect. I'm going to be doing a Halloween show
Yeah.
coming up, and so I figured it would be a good way to introduce like a whole new aspect
Cool.
of what I'm about. So yeah, but it's really cool. Uh,
Well, see, like that, just the when someone has an idea in their mind that like you're seeing it already,
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah,
become childlike. Like
yeah.
there's
Well,
no age for that.
yeah,
There's just no age for that. Like I'm 48 now. You look like you just said 19. I would say maybe 23 max. But
yeah.
but
I'm actually 61. It,
wow,
it turned 61 in June,
well preserved.
and thank you. It's all that alcohol. It's all that
Yeah,
alcohol.
I was gonna say.
No, I actually don't drink that much. Um, but I was talking to our mutual friend Isabel
Yes,
uh,
Isabel.
yesterday, I think.
Hello, Isabel. By the way.
Yeah, yeah. She's great. Um, she's working really hard. She's one of the hardest working people I know. and very creative. Um, a lot more creative than I am. But I was telling, sorry, I was telling her my idea yesterday, well, part of it anyway, and she was like, "That's perfect for you. You definitely have to do that." So that just puts me even further. So I'm very excited. I'm sorry, I'm not. I don't want to.
No. You don't need
I
to
don't
share
want
it.
to talk about this yet.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
No.
but it's gonna be good.
But I think that it's the same thing. Like I put together something recently, which ties back into what maybe inspired you to think of that thing. Because like I'll give you an example on my end. It doesn't always happen like this, but recently, some of the last ones that I've created, sometimes I see something in a store or in a catalog or online, and the object it inspires me because when I see it, I get a feeling. So I saw like a tire spike, like in the James Bond movies that they throw out the window. So I'm like, that just looks dangerous. It's like jacks in the old days, But
Right. Yeah.
no matter how you do it, it's dangerous because it's sharp on all ends. It always ends up with a point. So I'm like, that looks good. I should try and do something with that. Then later on, I found these little tiny grocery bags. So it's the exact same paper, but just folded tiny. So like, how those two? It's beautiful. It looks like a miniature version of a. So I'm playing with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it came through, like the idea of how to make it work, because I was trying to make the bag the gimmick,
Yeah.
So it would fall out, and it ended up being something completely different, But sometimes when we go back to inspiration, is that some people, like, they buy objects and they'll find a use for it later on. Other people, they'll make the object, So for you, how do you go about it? Like this one here, you had an idea, and then you knew out of your own mind, like, what parts to put together for that thing.
It really depends. Like what happened yesterday was I was online shopping for something completely
Exactly.
different, and then I saw this one thing. Oh my god, it was so good! I have to have that. And I was like, yeah, but it's kind of expensive. Am I going to use it? And
then
then
you start to convince yourself why.
yeah, and then this whole storyline popped into my head, and I'm like, okay, that could work. That could work. And then I scrolled down the website and saw other things that would fit in with that, and I'm like, okay, I have the money. I'm like, I'll get it. So
You caved in.
it caved in, but you know, I'm at a point in my life where I I was always scared to move forward
Yeah.
things, and now I'm at a point in my life where you know what, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and I'll try something else. Um, so I took the plunge, and I'll tell you I can tell you a little bit about what it is um, the item that I saw that I really wanted was a skull.
Okay.
Um, that still had flesh on 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 the side,
Yeah.
and it had
Bye.
some
Oh,
little.
sorry. Contractors, they are just leaving that. Bye. Bye. Sorry about that. So
Bye.
there's actually, yeah, I know. Bye. That's impromptu, So there's a skull with like a flesh on one side, and it's open.
There's some hair, a little piece of hair, and one eyeball that has a cataract on it. So you can tell whoever it was blind in one
Yeah.
eye. So so then I said, "Oh,
A politician.
yeah, exactly." He said that. I didn't say that. He
Exactly. I told you I'm the one who's a troublemaker now. I was going to say the police, but we'll stick with politicians.
And so this whole storyline popped into my head. Um, uh, and then so yeah, then I found these other items that fit with that, and I make these
Oh,
boxes.
nice. Yeah.
So, so I'm making a big box that I can put the skull inside and all the other items. And then I called my friend Michael Kelly from the Isle of Man in the British Isles, who is a phenomenal storyteller, and he's going to help me write the story.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's all coming together, and yeah, it's very exciting. So yeah, if you like that kind of thing.
Well, that's
Uh,
the thing. I realized. Well, I've always liked that. As a child, like I think I was like in the generation of knowing Vincent Price.
right,
So,
exactly.
like storytelling. Like for me, Vincent Price is like Paul Houdini a bit.
Yes,
You know,
very much so.
like
Yeah,
because he'll say something maybe very dark, but with the twinkle of his eye that kind of for the adults, that it's just like make believe,
right.
But I just find like people like that, there's maybe less and less because most of the people are focusing on the effect itself.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Nowadays a lot of people are concentrating more on the storyline behind it, and
Mhm.
I mean I'm a firm believer in it's more important to make a connection with your
Yes.
audience than it is to do a trick and say, oh look at what I can do, look at what I can do, because
See, just to make a side note to that is that I 100% agree with you. But to convey that, like let's say you do a trick that's a bit story based, you need to be able to captivate the person.
yes,
And in today's day and age, where people they just swipe when it's not attention grabbing right away, if you
right,
don't get to the punch right away,
yeah,
so it's hard to make a connection and do that at the same time.
yeah,
So there's a
yeah,
duality that's there, and I find it's very hard to get over that hump. And I'm really hoping that's another thing with this whole project is people can realize that there's maybe like levels to this kind of entertainment. They're all good, but some of them, there's a reason why that they stand the test of time.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But
A lot of the ads that have um, lasted for decades
yeah,
is because they keep doing the same act over and over
yeah,
and over and over, year after year after year, and maybe making slight changes here and there to make it a little better, but for the most part, it's the same act that they've been doing for 20 years, and that's why they're still there because they they have practiced and honed their skills um, to the point where it's second nature to them.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
All the focus goes on the storytelling.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Um, so I always tell new people in magic, I always tell them, don't worry about the trick. Worry about what you want to convey to
yes.
your.
But
Um,
that's with experience.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They usually don't listen, but it's okay. Uh, they'll find out the hard way.
Well, that's another thing. It's like if it's really for you, you're going to withstand the trial and error process.
Right.
you know because like if I'm just when we're talking about the speed of tricks and stuff like that, Jean-Robert Houdin, the one who did the oranges trick,
Yeah.
the oranges. Okay, so I'm just thinking of imagine if you would have just showed up on the stage and then oranges.
Yeah.
You know, like instead of like just a presentation and it's beautiful and they're growing. Okay, everyone, oranges, and then like that would make no sense. So we'll switch to phase 2, which is, well, we did a little glimpse of that earlier, incubation. So, like, let's say now you're working on this. Do you work with simultaneous projects at the same time?
Yeah.
Like, maybe you're waiting for something to come in, so you give you time to work on something else, or because now you're working with someone who's helping you with storytelling, you'll take that opportunity to fine tune something else. So, like, how do you manage your time, like when you're incubating these things? Because at the same time, like for me, I have multiple workflows, but sometimes a couple of them have to align at the same time.
Right.
And I find that that's hard. Like, I wish I could do it so perfectly, but sometimes it's like you're waiting either on a piece or you're waiting on, there's a method that you're not perfecting just right. Or so how do you go about that part?
You know, that has been a blessing and a curse for me my whole life. I start a project and then I get an idea for something else and then I move on to the other project and then I go back and forth and then I have another idea and so
yeah, it's organic.
Yeah, for many years it drove me crazy because I never got anything done.
That's what I was gonna say.
You know, and sometimes I never got it done at all. But usually it just took longer than I expected. So,
well, what would be the percentages of ones that don't get finished? Because I don't think that that's high. I would think that's maybe 10%.
nowadays it's 10%. When I was younger, it might have been closer to
30%.
25, 30%.
Yeah.
But now it's more like between 5 and 10.
So I mean that I don't see how, if you want to be like at least a little bit prolific when, like, I mean, getting things out regularly, it's hard to not have it with multiple channels going on at the same time.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I'm just now finally getting in touch with bigger companies that can handle some of the workflow for me. I'm in negotiation with Alakazam Magic to put some stuff out, and I maybe I'm about to negotiate with another company with a different project, but it's a lot of it has to do with I had a case of very low self-esteem for many years, and it's only been in the last decade or so that I've started to realize my true value and my true worth.
Well,
And
I just want to say on that note, you're saying 10 years. That beard looks approximately 10 years growth.
This is actually only about 2 years, or
what?
maybe a year and a half. This is maybe a year and a half.
Man, the Wi-Fi on that must be incredible. You can get 5G with that.
Exactly, yeah. Especially if I can lose.
Oh my goodness, you're lucky. I'm working on the mustache now, but yeah. No, but because I thought that there was a correlation between the beard and you, like you're saying, 10 years of like coming out of your shell a little bit, you know.
That's funny. My mentor, my friend and mentor, Kenton Nepper from Arizona, is a big influence on the change in my life. I I I can't say enough about him. If anybody out there watching is a musician or a mentalist and you've never heard of Kenton Napper, definitely look him up. He is probably considered the grandfather of mentalism.
Mm.
He's got so many, and he's I think he's about a year younger than me. So, um, but he's got so many great ideas that, and he consults for many of the top um, performers out there. And I'm lucky enough to be able to say he's my friend, and um, he has helped me uh, in so many ways, even that he probably doesn't even realize. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and one of those areas is my self-esteem has gone from here to like way above the screen um, in like in the last 10 years or so. Um, so if anybody's out there feeling discouraged or feeling down about themselves, please don't, because there's nothing wrong with you. You are a perfect human being exactly the way you are. I just want to say that right now.
Ah, for sure, because it's hard, like in today's society, because it goes with labels, like what is normal and what's not normal,
Yeah,
And like, to be honest with you, I would rather be in a life where there's like multiple spices rather than just salt and pepper all the time.
yeah, yeah,
I would get fed up like just in a second,
yeah,
And it's learn how to. I think that when we look at something that's different, it's because we're confronted that we have to understand, and that takes a bit of time.
hmm,
But just with a little bit of communication, you would realize how there's not really a great difference between anybody.
yeah,
So it's just a question of having the courage to try to break out of that pattern and realize that a little bit.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's hard. It's hard.
And that goes back to incubation for me. Is
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
I have to try and maintain a bit of a schedule. Otherwise, I'm not perfect at it by any means, but I'm doing my best because, especially in the last year, I'm getting busy again, and I I want to be able to continue creating, but I also want to get back to performing live again
Hmm.
because that is my real passion, and I love being in front of an audience. So I mean, right now I probably have about 10, 10 projects that are going on at the same time, and um, it can be a little disarming.
Trust me, it's like the same thing. It's like
Yeah,
I love it and I hate it.
yeah,
Like, yeah, I
yeah,
feel alive, but also I feel like I'm a little bit at the mercy of these things. But I created them myself, so I'm the only one to blame. So it's kind
exactly, exactly,
of, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I would love to have like a personal assistant. Um, you know,
Didn't I say you have a dog already?
yeah, but he's sleeping on the floor right now.
I'm supposed to go and pick one up this afternoon. Actually, a French bulldog, a great one. What do you have?
He is part Yorkie and part Schnauzer.
Wow.
And he looks like the dog Benji from the movies, and that's his name, Benji. So,
Benzi.
yeah, Benji, Benji, um, and I got him as a rescue, and he also is a big inspiration for me to keep going, and gives me an opportunity to love him and take care of him, and I'm so glad he's in my life. He's a really good boy, and a
How
really
old now?
he is about 14.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
getting there.
but
Yeah.
but he still has a lot of energy. Um, but he has his good days and bad days.
Well,
And
I've got a good taxidermist for who does pets. I kid you not.
I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah.
I'm not quite. I'm not quite there yet. But
Would you do that? That would be like the ultimate bizarre magic thing, no?
yeah, that would be a,
Benzie!
a little bit too bizarre for me. um.
And just like before I forget, because you mentioned something earlier, a word that I don't hear a lot of people say that, but in my conversations, like with this project, it's something that it's reoccurring. Mentors, asking for someone to be your mentor.
Yes.
Like me, I asked, Michel Huot by any chance?
Yes. I mean, I don't know him, but I know who he is.
Well, like
Yeah.
I met him through like an acquaintance.
Mm-hmm.
And like I just wrote to him on Messenger, and I'm like, Michel, you don't know it yet, but I'm going to become like your best friend because I want you to be my mentor.
Oh.
And because I'm like, I read and I believe this that you constitute the 5 people that are closest in your life. So if you want to be successful at something, you have to try and surround yourself with the people who are
Yeah.
successful.
Yeah.
So I made a point to make sure to become close with him so he could guide me through what I need to do in business. And he's incredible. He's always available. He's lighthearted. He's not judgmental, very sharing, generous. So I could understand when you say the other gentleman, like, I don't know why that kind of got lost over time, like having a mentor, because it's not the same thing as a teacher.
Right. Right.
There's a sense of admiration a little bit there, but there's also a mutual respect. There's something there.
Yeah. Um. Uh. Yeah. I have the utmost respect for him, and I think that's how it should be when you have a mentor. Um. I mentor somebody now, and I I try and respect him the way I want to be respected.
Yes,
Um, it doesn't always work out that way, but you know, uh,
but
I
I
don't
can imagine, like you don't put him on a pedestal necessarily.
exactly no.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, that's the thing. A mentor is someone that you could talk to like on the same level, but you understand that they're superior to what you need to get to.
Yeah,
It needs to be said. It doesn't, you know what I mean? But there's a mutual respect to that.
exactly.
Like the other
Yeah,
person's not going to put you down when you're trying to explain something that doesn't make sense.
right. Well, I mean, in magic, there's that old tradition of passing on what you know to to somebody else to
Yeah.
keep the magic going, right? And I mean, it's not only like tricks, but it's like um, Kenton, for example, is uh, heavily draped in being a wizard
Mhm.
and the whole spiritual aspect of magic and mysticism as well, which is kind of where I got the name from my podcast, Magic and Mysticism, because I don't want to just be talking about tricks.
Mhm.
I want to be talking about the what goes on behind, you know, because I'm a firm believer in magic as being a real thing,
Yes. Yeah.
and I know some people are like, oh, you're crazy for believing that,
No,
but you
it's
know
the interpretation of what it is that people don't get right.
that exactly,
You know what I
exactly,
mean?
yeah. So I'm a big believer in taking that and putting
And
it,
putting same thing.
yeah,
That is
yeah,
incredible. For me, I think that is incredible. How to take that thing that is real, well,
yeah,
to certain people who understand the concept of it, and
exactly,
then you bring it to the entertainment form of it.
yeah,
It's You're able like to show visually through performance what it would look like if it manifested.
Right, exactly, exactly. Yeah, and I learned how to do that from Kenton, and that is his main
Oh, that's great.
thing. So yeah, so if anybody out there is interested in learning more about that, go to his website, which is called WonderWizards.com, and he's got so many. He just came out with a book called oh, don't tell me I'm going to forget it.
Not addict salt.
No, Kenton's um, Kenton's principles, I think, um, and it's like 400.
Oh, Lord, no. How many copies did he make?
Not too many. I think he only made a few hundred. So,
Jeez
uh,
Louise. Like, even that, people don't understand the undertaking to making. Like,
yeah,
I'm 100% for
yeah,
that. I would rather
yeah,
lose money and make that. Like, I've made coins and stuff just because it's going to be here way after I'm gone.
right, exactly,
Someone's
yeah,
going to land on that, and something's going to happen, and that's out of my control, and that is perfect.
yeah, exactly. You know, I've written a couple books, but I I solve them one at a time. I don't you know you know but yeah, and those are on my website as well. But I feel like there's something else I wanted to say on incubation, but
Mentors, incubation, developed. You're mentioning that you need to schedule more your time, or else you get all over the place.
yeah, because like I, I I live in a small apartment, so I don't have a lot of room. But I got one project over here, another project over here. I got a project there. I got a project in the kitchen. You know, and um, it would be nice if I had like a private workspace somewhere, like a
Yeah,
you know like a warehouse where I could just put all the stuff and actually get up and leave the apartment and go there from like 9 to 5 and you know treat it like a real job as opposed to like oh I'll get to that later and
yeah,
um you know so in that respect I have to like make myself get up and make a box
yeah,
or you know, go online and shop for things that I might need for things that I'm making, um, or something as simple as taking my dog out for a walk and finding a quiet spot in the park and sitting down on a park bench and just watching the birds and I live by nearby the East River, so I can go down there and look at the Manhattan skyline. Um, and it's fairly peaceful, so um, that helps me get my head straight, and
yeah,
you know that's I think that's an important aspect as well is to take a break if especially if you're getting frustrated. Don't don't keep trying to make it work.
yeah. I agree.
Get up and walk away from it, and then come back. Yeah, yeah,
And that would bring us actually to phase three, which is illumination. So that like you so let's say you walk away from something. How like what is it for you when you experience that? For example, like my example is that basically when I have the idea, usually for me it happens more in the evening when you're saying like things calm down a little bit, the kids are in bed, huh? But when it happens, like if I'm sleeping, let's say, I have to get up and I'll work on it, and I stop only when it's done. So I could have like a couple of sleepless nights. It's not the best thing, but It's as if it's already pre-made and I just have to execute it. And if I stop halfway, I'm gonna forget.
Sure, yeah, sure. I have nights like that. Or I'll wake up in the middle of the night with an idea, and if I don't write it down right then,
Yeah.
I'll forget. I'll forget it. So I have a notebook by my bed. So if I get up in the middle of the night, I might remember a dream. Like, in fact, um, going back to inspiration real quick, um, I had a dream about um, basically what I told you before about.
Yeah. The skull and everything. Okay.
Yeah. So I basically had.
Before seeing the skull.
Yeah.
Before. Okay, so when you saw the skull, that's why it flashed because you brought it.
Exactly.
Okay. And did it make for you that you thought it was premonition?
Yeah. I don't think it really hit me until right now, actually. But I talk with Isabel a lot, and Isabel, her favorite dreams are nightmares, which is like pretty, it's pretty cool.
That must explain why she owns tarantulas.
Exactly, yeah. Well, they're not tarantulas; they are jumping spiders.
A jumping spider.
Yeah, which is really only about that big. So it's not. But if you look at them real close, they are they are pretty menacing. But I had a dream that I was digging up a grave, and and the only thing I remember is like digging and I'm holding the shovel, but digging and throwing the dirt, and then finding the box and opening the casket, and inside was a full skeleton, and and it had the hair and it had one eye, and it was very similar to what I saw on online. So yeah,
so you did projection.
Yeah. So that didn't even hit me until right now. So that's pretty.
I believe in that. For me personally, it happens too freaking often for me to say it's a coincidence.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's something that you could actually freaking practice.
Yeah.
That completely see it. It makes me like, it's mind blowing that I can't believe. I'm not saying that. Like I was chatting about that with someone online, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm able to like order parking spots." Okay, whoa! Like I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna like go to a shopping mall, do this, and like everyone. It's not like the parting of the ocean, but it's just like sometimes when I put an idea into motion, especially writing it, it's as if it's starting the process of manifesting it. It's not just an idea; it became on paper. Even if it's only a word, it doesn't matter. It's like a first step for the beginning,
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So
So basically, the Eureka moment, you have it, and you're saying like sometimes you have to like jump on it right away. You order all the pieces, and if you're sleeping, you just write it down. You have like the name.
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes, anytime I haven't done that, I lost the idea because by the time I woke up in the morning, it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, and apparently I'm not the only one that's happened to. So I recommend keeping a notebook by your bed to anyone out there, and a pen so you can write in the notebook.
Because I tried just telling my girlfriend to remember, but she always forgets it.
Yeah.
And then wonders why I don't get any work done,
Right?
So step 4, you have the idea, and now you have one that's actually rolling right now. So step 4 is exploration. So once that you have all your pieces and you have the idea, how do you go? Like, do you make multiple versions, or you keep chugging at the first one? Like building, rebuilding? Do you ask for other, like certain people, they don't mind showing while they're developing it, but other people, they're like, no, it's mine, and until it's meant to be shown to the world, it's staying here. Like, how do you work with that?
that is a good point. Damn, I thought I had to go closer. Well, okay, so like for example, with
The book
these,
test.
um, um, it was my first time making a book test, and I didn't really plan it out very well, so I had to. Once I had the manuscripts written, well, first of all, I had to find. Um, I used manuscripts that were in public domain to begin with, so um, and technically, this book doesn't really exist. There is no such thing as the autobiography of Mark Twain because he never wrote one. But
Okay.
but he did write essays about himself. So these are really this is really his essays. But
Mhm.
I still had to rewrite everything to make it work for my trick. So um, the first version I sent to the printer and it came back and um, all the words were like, too small, so I had to go back and go through the manuscript and make the printing bigger, and then send it back to the printer, and then it came back and the um, the words were in the wrong place, so
Ah,
um, because 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 I changed
the
the,
font size,
the
the
size,
writing, it-
but then I forgot to
and you had to do that each time through the printer.
yeah.
That must have been just completely a nightmare. No.
It was, but that was because I had never done it before,
Yeah.
it didn't occur to me. But now I know. So I am one of my new process is I'm doing a book test of five different books that are based on um, Hollywood monster movies. So there's Frankenstein, Dracula, The Invisible Man, Jekyll and Hyde, and what's the Mummy.
Mhm.
Um, and hopefully that'll be coming out in 2023 in the spring. But they will be the same quality books. Um, but what was my point? I forgot my
Well, no,
point.
that's it. Like sometimes when you're doing multiple projects at the same time, do you have them like competing against each other so that you'll have the best version come out?
Right, yeah. So that's one reason why it took me 6 months to have those done because I kept having to go back to the printer and say, um, I'm sorry.
Change, change that.
Yeah, exactly. But now I know what I didn't know then. So the new book has
Go
won't
faster, yeah.
go a lot faster. Yeah, that was my point. Yeah. Um, And so it's kind of like that with most of my process. When I wrote my first book, it took technically took 5 years from the beginning of the idea to actually making it go onto the page. Um, my second book took maybe 6 months, um, and so it really depends on the project for me,
Okay.
really. Yeah,
And I
yeah,
guess like when you get to the point where you have like, let's say your idea works, it's kind of like uh, how would I say, like tested and it's functioning. For step five, uh, like basically, how do you implement that? Well, you have multiple ways because you perform, so you could do it for yourself. And like you just mentioned, you also have the store, your shop and stuff. So you have multiple ways of getting out into the world. So it seems important for you that once that the project is made, it's meant to be shared.
Yes. But with almost everything I've done, everything I've made originally I made for myself,
Yeah.
and um, if I uh, usually out of sometimes out of necessity, but usually out of just something I wanted for myself. Like um, I love book tests, and I have quite a few of them, but I always wanted to have my own. So that's really the only motivation I have for making these. But then some of my friends saw them and wanted copies, so I made more, and so now I have them on my website, and it's kind of how it works for me. Is I am probably not the guy to talk to about uh, how to do it if you want to do like a mass
Mass production, yeah. Like commercialize it.
yeah, exactly. I know people who do that, and one reason why I'm in negotiation with Alakazam is hopefully they will be able to take this over, and it'll be open for anybody who wants to use it. It's a good book. It's a good book test, and I'll be honest. Um, I don't use it as much as I do something called the mother of all book tests.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
maybe 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 the best one, um, but I would say mine is very close to mother of all book tests. Um, and you get three books with mine. You only get one.
See,
But
that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah. So you don't have to do the what's it called, the free choice plot, the free
right,
will. You could
right,
pick all three.
exactly, yeah, right, yeah. Okay, so put your hand on one.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
now put your hand on this one. And
Yeah,
we'll use it. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. That's what I mean.
yeah,
No, but that's the one I wanted to keep.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to do that. And with this one, if you want, you can just use one, or if you want, you can use two, or
Yeah,
you can,
exactly. That's the thing. Yeah, you can
or,
combine them even a
yeah,
certain way.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can use these with a different book test as well. So um, it's very versatile. I'm not trying to advertise on
Sure.
your
It's a platform for that too. I mean, like people who aren't aware, like it's a great thing for them.
yeah. Uh, um, trying to think. What was the last phase?
Implementation. So how like those ideas come to fruition. Like
Right,
so basically now you have some you made for yourself. It sounds similar like to me. You wait word of mouth. If someone else sees that, you make a
right,
couple more.
right.
And if it becomes overwhelming, you search a third party to like ship it out.
Exactly, exactly. I did I was a dealer at the World Master Convention
Okay.
this past Saturday, which is a new convention. It's an online convention that
I
lasts
heard about that. Yeah.
uh, it lasts about a day and a half, and I made a few sales on it, but more importantly, I made some really good contacts on
Yeah.
it. Um, so in fact, if one of the people I'm going to be in negotiation with coming up pretty soon is somebody I met at that convention. So
See?
uh, you really never know who you're going to meet and how they're going to connect um, to what you're doing. But if you, I'm a firm believer is, and if you put something out into the universe will send back
I
exactly.
100% agree. I was That's something I'm actually reading on currently. And it's like, well, where I'm at in the my studies with that is that there's a gestation period for many things that we know of. Like, let's say human birth is 9 months, but for, let's say, manifestation, we can't evaluate just yet, but seemingly that there is a cause and effect.
Yeah.
How long does it take for a certain other thing? I'm just imagining that it depends on the complexity of it, for the lead of time for the universe to kind of align it. But yeah, I believe in that, but you can't, it's kind of like, at the same time, there's an expression I like to say. It's like, when you teach a man, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he'll eat for like a lifetime. But if you introduce a man to religion, he'll die of hunger praying for fish.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not because you believe that you manifest some things that you have to stop making efforts. You kind of have to help the situation along. You know what I mean? It's not only wishful thinking that makes something happen, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. You can't just sit back and
it's like, man, I really wish I had a dog.
Exactly.
And then you expect the door to knock and it's a dog. Like you're gonna have to get up and you have to go and look for a dog.
Right. Yeah. Somebody years ago, somebody told me if you want to go on a trip and you might not have enough money or you might not have any money, get yourself prepared. Pack a bag.
Yes.
Bag.
Yeah.
The universe will put those things in your path.
I totally agree.
But you have to be prepared for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the universe won't give you anything.
No, if it's not just a lottery ticket that you just put $1 in the bucket and you just wait. It doesn't work like that. You have to think about it too.
Yeah.
And also think about it like you own it already. Like the sensation of like it's,
Exactly.
Like me, I think for on my personal end, my girlfriend thinks that the reason why I can't hit larger sums of money is because I'm not willing to accept that I could have those riches, Like I'm limiting myself. I wouldn't feel right if I had that much money. Like I would feel like I'm abusing or something. So I'll just get enough of what I'm able to, to like, I don't know.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
But she could manifest me having a lot of money though. That's not a problem.
Hey, if she wants to manifest money for me too, I'm
I know.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
As long as we can manifest health, like on a day-to-day, the rest, I mean, it's just an adventure, and it's often like it's not necessarily a destination. Oh, what a great dog! It's not necessarily the destination that is like the whole point of the thing. It's often like the trip, So it's while your day-to-day, waiting for that thing to come in, the anticipation, imagining yourself, working with that thing and other people having enjoyment from that. It's like a whole complete thing,
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
And speaking of complete things, I mean, this was a great exchange. I mean, some really great nuggets that you put forward, and I really appreciate the generosity and your time sharing. You're full of humor and liveliness, for sure.
Thank you. But before we go, can I show you a little something?
Oh, my pleasure.
Cool. Okay, so let me change my camera angle. If I can, let's see. There we go.
Nice.
And I forgot my put my face in there too. Okay, there we go.
I have to learn how to do that.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out. It took me a long while to figure it out. So, and you need to be quiet while I do this, okay, buddy? Baby, I know, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Okay, so this is a fairly unique looking box. It's kind of old. I don't know how old it is actually, but you can see it's kind of worn on the bottom there. And this was passed down to me from my mother's sister, and and I don't know why someone could give it to me, but maybe because she knew that I'm a fan of Edgar Allan Poe, and
Hmm.
inside the box is a little black bag, and it's some cards, and on his cards are different Edgar Allan Poe stories. I don't know how well
Yeah.
this show up here, but this is Annabelle Lee. This is the Telltale Heart. Um, this is the Black Cat. And we have the Mask of the Red Death. This is my mother's. This is my mother's favorite. And we have the Raven and the Pit and the Pendulum. Come here, baby. Hop up. The Gold Bug. Um, the Premature Burial. And the Oval Portrait. And then we're back to the beginning. Right? So I'll give you a bit of a myth. If you were here with me right now, you can do all the mything yourself.
Yeah.
If, why don't we just do this? Right? And then you could, if you wanted to, you could take these and line them up any way you want. We're going to make a grid of about 9 different cards
Nice.
here. Ben, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. Come here. It's okay, my friend. Now, okay. So, yeah, I don't know why he's wants my attention.
Oh, he sees the trick. He sees I'm gonna get full.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna mix these up a little bit. Okay. And yeah, there we go. Now, again, if you were here, I would ask you to take the corner cards and flip them over so we have cards that are face up and cards face down. And now we're going to fold the cards in on themselves until we have one pile in the middle. So would you like to fold from the top down?
Yeah, the top actually. Yeah, from the top.
Okay. Okay, and we'll just fold those over like that. And now would you like to fold this way, or back up
From bottom to top.
from bottom to top? Good. And you can see with every decision we have cards that are some are face down, some are face up. Would you like to go from my left or from my right?
From your left.
Okay? And then again from my left or from my right?
From the left.
From the left. Like that. So, let's take a look what we got. Oh, wow, look at this. I wasn't expecting that. So, all the cards are face down except for one. So, I guess we'll use
The Raven.
Yeah, the Raven. Now, oh, I just got chills. This is weird. I really was not expecting this. But okay, so we'll use the Raven. Um, inside the box, I showed you this little black bag, you know, and oh my god, um, this is kind of freaking me out a little bit. Inside the bag, and there's only one item inside the bag. There's nothing else in there. There is a
Raven skull.
raven skull.
That's great, huh?
Wow, that's wow.
Unbelievable.
Well, I don't know if it's unbelievable, but it's pretty weird.
Out of all the possibilities, that's great. Yeah, I know, huh?
I'll leave that right there. There we go.
That's actually great. Yeah. Is it a real one?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Actually, I don't. Actually, I don't think it is. I think it might be 3D printed, but that is what a real resin saw will look like. But I think it looks like it might have been 3D printed. Um, but
Great
um,
job. Loved it.
thank you.
So I will conclude here, and hopefully we'll be able to stay in touch.
Absolutely, I will love that. I will
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
And any final notes for any of the listeners? Well, basically, I'm going to put down in the list your information, your links, and where to be able to meet you. And yeah, if there's any final thoughts, go ahead.
Just if you want to be a musician or a mentalist, um, uh, get yourself a mentor and try and listen to what they tell you because they've been around longer than you and chances are they know what they're talking about. So other than that, good luck and enjoy yourself. That's the most important thing in life is enjoy yourself because life is too short to be serious.